Chamba Sports, where we highlight our community in the youth sports space and talk about the real passion behind the sport, how it heals us and makes us the best players in the game. With the help of our athletes, our coaches, the fans, let's get into it. Today, we have a special episode. We have a really special guest, which I'm excited to ask a bunch of questions because I think this is something, the role that he plays is a really interesting role that I think a lot of you guys in high school already kind of look up to. So it's going to kind of give you guys some motivation and some a little bit of a look into what this role kind of pertains and what it looks like on behind the scenes. So let's get into it. I'm gonna let him introduce himself and talk a little bit about himself, and then we'll get into it and start asking multiple questions. You have questions today? You have lots of them? We have lots of them. So let's get into it.
Hi, my name is Anthony. I'm the athletic trainer / equipment manager of Arvin High School. And I'm 27 years old. And
that's okay, Anthony. It's okay.
Sorry, I'm so
We're gonna ask you. No, don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. We're gonna ask you a million questions. So we're excited. When you reached out, I was like, "Oh my god, an athletic trainer wants to come on the podcast." I was excited because I want to learn more about your guys' position. Just seems so cool, right? Like you guys are just like at all the games, and But We'll save that part. Let's get to know Anthony. Who is Anthony? Anthony, did you play sports?
I played sports for Golden Valley High School.
Okay.
I did track and I did football I did track all 4 years. Football I did up to my junior year.
Okay.
Just something just led me more to track than football. I love the sport. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But track was more of my sport since I moved here to Bakersfield.
Oh, so you're not even from here?
No, I was born in Inglewood, and then I was raised in Hawthorne for about till I was like 5 or 6, and then around 2006-07 we moved out here.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're a baby because we got together in 2006 or 2005. Whoa. Yeah, I'm like, you're a baby. We're old. We're not gonna tell people our age, babe.
Dang.
Wow. And so you're not even from here. You're from Inglewood.
Yeah.
So that's so cool. And it's good because now you're making a difference here in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
So you played. What did you do in track?
I was a sprinter, so I ran the 100, I ran the 200, and I did a couple of relays. And then my sophomore year, my track coach managed to convince me to do hurdles, and I fell flat on my face, which was embarrassing. But throughout the rest of my 3 years of high school, I did hurdles as well, and I got good at it as the years went by. I stopped at my senior year of high school. I didn't think I was tall enough to do hurdles in college, so.
You said this is where I stop. This is where it ends.
High school sports is where it stops. Like I thought of doing sprinter stuff during college while I was there, but to compete against it's a different
feeling
aura,
of people,
different athletes, different competition. Faster, stronger people.
Yeah,
taller
you're like, I'm
people.
not there. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, my genes are different.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool that you did the track. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure. What motivated you to? I don't know. I just don't like running. But what motivated you to run?
I played baseball when we lived in Hawthorne.
Okay.
I did like Little League, but when we moved to Bakersfield, my parents kind of had a hard time finding like an outside league. Little League for me and my brother. So second grade, they had, like they do those elementary like running things. So like I got into it, and then it just stuck with me like throughout high school, elementary, junior high.
That's cool. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I always love track too, so I feel you, man. But by the time we go to that high school level, like I said, it was just like, all right.
Yeah, trust me, don't get me wrong. I like sprinting. I don't like running. There's a difference.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
okay. I get
the
it.
long distance is where I stop.
Oh, sorry, I was long distance and short distance, but yeah, it's just when you get to that next level of competition, it's like, I'm at 5'6", 5'7". I'm done. Tapping out. Okay. All these guys are like 6'1".
Well, and so that was kind of like your background. And then you're an athletic trainer, but we talked a little bit about what kind of got you into that and started even thinking about like, hey, what does that guy do? What is that athletic trainer doing? How do I get to do, like, what kind of clicked in your head that made you kind of wonder what he did?
So my senior year, going into my senior year of high school, I didn't know, and I was iffy about playing football. Because I also did want to start working, to make my own
Mm-hmm.
income.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I started working. Um, I started working in the mall, and I also still wanted to be involved in school still.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I did track still, but I also did get my feet wet into helping the trainer there at the time. Then after I graduated, he offered me he offered to show me how, like, what he does,
Okay.
because the high school district didn't have substitute trainers.
Oh.
So at that time, I was open to it. Working for the high school district is fun. And working with kids is fun too.
Yeah.
Um, but after high school, I as I started college, I wanted to be a firefighter. So
Okay.
I went to school to be to try to be a fire captain.
Mm-hmm.
But it just wasn't. I mean, I loved it because I did ROC for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I did ROC for firefighting, and I loved it. I loved the program. It's just like sports. It's like sports, and like it's competitive,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta know people to like get your way in,
Yeah.
or have a deep background of
Mm-hmm.
lineage of like firefighters in your family, which
Oh.
kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, as time went by, I started falling in love with the career of athletic trainer.
Mm-hmm.
um and seeing athletic trainers on professional sports, like when they run out to football
Yeah.
fields or soccer fields,
Mm-hmm.
baseball, like any sport you could think of. I started seeing trainers as I started working, for the high school district with this. um but my job entitles two positions, so like I'm an athletic trainer, but I'm also an equipment manager.
That's
So I'm part of the medical side, and I'm part of the equipment side.
that's cool.
Hmm.
So, because we see a lot of athletes who, go to the athletic trainer's office, they
Uh-huh.
like to be in there, they want to know how to wrap and like teach me how to wrap somebody's foot. Like we're
Hmm.
always seeing those kinds of videos all the time. We see it with his. So I'm sure that you probably have, like, you were a little bit like that too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So wanted to watch and see what was happening. So
yeah.
all the broken stuff doesn't gross you.
No, like going into high school, like my freshman year,
Hmm.
I always told my parents that I wanted to be a surgeon.
Oh,
I
okay.
wanted to be a surgeon.
Okay.
But I had a medical issue to where like my hands, like my nerve system just got like made my hands a little shaky.
Hmm.
So I don't have steady hands.
Okay.
Uh, but you know
But this
it
led
doesn't it
to,
doesn't gross me out. Like
yeah.
I love that stuff. I don't wish anything on
Mhm.
anybody. Like those injuries suck. Like I feel
Mhm.
bad as I do them. But it's I see it as part of the game. I mean, look at Kobe Bryant.
Mhm.
Um, there's so many athletes that I can name that have gone through like super serious injuries that
They still bounce
they,
back
they
though.
all
They
they all
still
bounce
bounce back.
back
Yeah,
and
you
come
got to
out
bounce
even
back.
times two better.
Yeah, and you guys have to have a good athletic trainer. So I'm sure Arvin has a great one, guys. So, but tell especially like our athletes, like, what are some of those processes that you took, also education wise,
Yeah,
because a lot of people don't understand. Like, you have to go to school
yeah.
to study some of this stuff before you can even go and be an athletic trainer.
Yeah, so currently I'm still trying to finish my schooling stuff. But once I switched my major from fire technology to kinesiology,
Mhm.
it was a hard transition because I basically had to start over.
Mhm.
Um, and it was easy to take the kinesiology classes for me because since I started in my senior year of high school, I knew all the taping, I knew all like the medical side to it.
Mhm.
And thanks to that trainer, that at that time that helped me, and brought my knowledge to it. Um, it was a lot easier for me to transition to um my new career path.
That's good.
So like, yeah, it sucks that there's no bachelor's program for a athletic trainer, but I want to shoot for my master's program in athletic training, and then work. And I told my fiance, I was like babe, like if I'm gonna shoot for my master's, like I gotta shoot from my doctorate. So I
Yeah.
wanna get the
I'm the
title.
same. Like, let's go get the title. Yeah, I'm almost
Yeah.
like same way. I'm like, let's go get the masters. Then
Yeah.
then you can go far away. Like,
Oh,
go
yeah.
get into the NFL at that level. Then you
Yeah.
want to be at that level.
Yeah, and that's the end game goal, like to work for a professional team.
Yeah.
But my heart is on the NFL. Like I looked into, everything like finance, like travel, all that stuff, sorry.
It's okay.
All that stuff. And like seeing those guys on the field, and then being like whenever I go to a football game, like I see them on the field running out. Like it's just cool. Like to me, that stuff is cool to me.
That's
Like,
cool to you. Yeah, no, that's also it's like
Yeah.
me when I go to the NFL game. I just want to do the behind the scenes stuff. Like
Yeah.
I don't, I want to be there for the game. We just
Yeah.
went to the Eagles game, but I'll be there for the game. But I want to see all of it. How does it work? How many sponsors? How do we do this? Like, so
Yeah.
your mind is on the field, and how does he pick that guy
Yeah.
up from the floor? I'm guessing.
Well, what's crazy is that how many like trainers are there though in the NFL? I'm pretty sure there's more than
Oh,
one.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot. 'Cause there's trainers, there's physical there's occupational therapists, there's physical therapy
Mhm.
doctors, there's like they have like from physical trainers to athletic trainers to equipment managers to doctors.
But there's so much opportunity out there with these
Yeah.
guys. Hey, one guy goes down, he's seeing a major game or something like that.
Yeah.
4 guys show up.
Mhm.
It's just
Yeah, like you want to
dang.
go back out there. There's a doctor here. There's an athletic trainer here. Let's work together. Put them back out.
And I'm pretty sure they get paid really well too,
Oh,
because
yeah.
even the water boys I heard make
Oh, yeah.
$60K a year.
Yeah.
You want some water? But yeah, I mean that's cool that you're shooting for that and everything, because the NFL, like I said, football must be really passionate for you.
Oh yeah.
Who's your
Yeah.
team?
I'm a Patriots fan.
Oh, okay.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's good years
We're
over there.
Eagles fans. So, that's cool. Like I feel you because I'm in the same boat. Like I think later on in the future, guys, if anybody wants a person, a speaker, like I will take it. NFL, I'm here. But that's cool, and I'm sure. Tell us a little bit about some stories, because you have to have some strengths to be out on that, like to be an athletic trainer, and see some of the stuff that's happening, or if somebody gets hurt and somebody gets, you guys have to. Is there any experiences that kind of were like, ooh,
You don't.
we don't have to say no names.
Yeah, you don't have to say names.
No names.
I won't say names. So, man, my first year, the time that I was working with the trainer that was at Golden Valley at the time, he had to step out for a little bit during that week, and at that time we had a wrestling tournament, and it was a Saturday morning, like right when I got there, and this was my first time ever doing this stuff. Right when I got there, we had the wrestling coach comes in and he's like, hey, like, good thing you're here already, like, we just started, but, we already have a kid down. So I go in and, I thought it was just something, small or a minor concussion, type thing. And I go in and this kid's knee is just, like, sitting to the side. His kneecap is sitting to the side. So he dislocated his knee.
Dang.
And I was like, oh, shoot. So, like, what do I do? Like, and then I started thinking of, like, everything I could do. And then I remembered how to pop it back in place. So, mom wanted to do it there, and his coach wanted to do it there. So we put our heads together and we agreed that it was okay for me to do it. So I did it and slipped it back in. That was the first time, like I didn't freak out. I kind of sweated a little bit because when I get nervous, even right now, like I was sweating on my mustache. So like.
It's okay.
all right.
It's okay.
So sometimes when I get nervous, I kind of sweat a little bit.
Mhm.
But that was like the first time. But then there's been other times, like for instance, like when I first started at Arvin, like my first summer there, because I started March of 2023. No, 20. Yeah, March of 2023. So I'm gonna be 2 years or
With them already.
almost 2 years or a year, something like that.
Okay.
So I was there. My first summer there. We had a kid during football conditioning over the summer, and this kid broke his tibia and his fibula
Oh.
at the same time. So it was just like kind of like dangling there. So we had to call like stuff like instances like that. Like I have to call 911 because
Yeah.
there's really nothing I can do, and for me to stabilize it, it was too painful for for him
Yeah.
to even move it for me to stabilize. So I just good thing we have like our paramedics there like down the street from Arvin because
Yeah.
Arvin's a pretty small town.
Yeah, you guys are small. But,
Yeah.
and you don't live out there.
No,
You're leaving, so you're driving every
Yeah.
commuting all the time.
And then you have all the paperwork to fill out afterward, right?
Yeah. Oh,
And that's another thing.
Paperwork is fun.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Like I'm sure that there's a lot of that goes
yeah.
into it, making sure that everything is documented.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
tell the athletes sometimes because sometimes they'll come to us and be like we have his kids sometimes that are like, I'm ready to go, but trainer says no, you're not ready to go, guys. You're not ready to go, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm sure there's like requirements and things that you have to go through.
Normally, like they're supposed to bring back a clearance form saying that they're clear to play, but they don't really. Normally, that's for like concussions.
Yeah.
So they have to bring back a clearance form to me to clear them to go back if it's a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like an instance like a situation like that kid, it has to be through their doctor, like their primary doctor.
Has to be able to clear 'em.
Yeah.
So, guys, remember, it's not the athletic trainer. It's the doctors. The doctors need to clear you guys. We hear it so much, and I'm sure you probably see athletes all the time come into your office and I'm ready to go. No.
Yeah, and it sucks to like tell them no because like you see the passion that they want to go back to play, and how hard they work. I mean, so when it comes to like me telling them that they can't, I always try to find ways to like help them more. Because I do have that PT background that I used to work at a clinic.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
But you did physical therapy, right?
Yeah, I was an aide, so all I did was help the assistants and the doctors like if they needed certain equipment that they needed to help the patient. But yeah, like I use the knowledge that I gained from that and brought it with me to Arvin High School. Sorry. And I do what I can that I'm able to do to help the athlete bounce back faster, therapy wise and like physically.
Well, that's awesome too, with all this experience that you're getting with the actual God forsake that no one else breaks their leg, but that happened. The experience that you get is you learned it already.
Yeah,
you've been in that situation and you know how to handle it and stuff. So all that experience from your physical therapy and stuff like that, it just makes you, like I said, better at what you do.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's just like it's an amazing journey. So
yeah,
like I said, as a football coach myself, and talk about one instance, but hey, I can talk about the player's name, but he knows who he is. Right? But yeah, something happened where he fell the wrong way when he got tackled, and he looked like Harry Potter's arm. When it was like,
stop. Okay,
Yeah.
we're not gonna
So, yeah.
go there. We're not gonna go
In
there.
an instance, there was nothing the
Yeah.
trainer could do except for
Yeah.
we got to call the ambulance at that point because, and then he couldn't touch it because he couldn't stabilize it. So he's like, I'm sorry, but we had to wait, and then the ambulance takes forever to do it. So
yeah. By law, like nowadays, like it kind of sucks because somewhere out of the state, like something went wrong and a parent filed a lawsuit towards the school district out of town. And now our titles aren't athletic trainers. It got changed to equipment managers.
Oh, okay.
So by law, we're not allowed to, if something is dislocated, we can't pop it back in anymore.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you see this kid in pain. You can't.
You can't do nothing.
You can't.
Yeah.
So they kind of just have to like wait it out. And I try to like talk them away, like to distract them a little bit to keep them away from that. The thought of pain.
No, that's important because you have to kind of keep talking to them. You have to build a really good relationship with them, like on and off the field. I'm sure, like when you're out there, because you guys are out there at practices. I'm sure, just like kind of. And you got a golf cart?
Oh yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah,
I'm like, whoever has a golf cart is so cool. And they probably always want rides and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But talk to me a little bit about the equipment side of it, because we know the trainer side of it, but the equipment side of it is actually something that's really important too, because when it comes to football jerseys and dropping off your jerseys and have to get washed, like that, like there's stuff in there that has to get done.
Yeah, so like when I first started into the trainer stuff, like permanently at Arvin, I already had my connections with other trainers, from Liberty, from Foothill, Golden Valley, like other schools around town. So like whenever I would help them out or I subbed from them, a lot of the knowledge that I got from them, equipment wise, and the trainer part of it, I brought it with me as well. So like, I got to set up my office the way I want it to be. But I also like whatever whatever method they had for equipment stuff, I brought it with me as well. So like, I there's probably over like more than $1 million worth of equipment that every trainer has to take care of. So like, when an athlete doesn't turn in their stuff, we're down one, and then we have to order another one. But sometimes companies are like, "Oh, well, in
You
order
need a
to order
quantity
one,
of like
yeah,
200
you need to
guys.
buy a bulk of it in order to get more
So
to
turn
get
in your
that
gear,
one."
man.
Yeah,
Turn in your
turn in
gear.
your gear,
Yeah.
guys. When they say turn in your gear, it means turn in your
Yeah,
gear.
because if not, it's on their dead screen. And They have
Yeah.
like thousands of dollars.
Are you the one that put it on the desk screen?
Oh, dude, it's fun. You know what? That's the most funnest part of my job. That's the most
Is the
funnest
dead
part
screen?
is the dead screen, because I get to make charts, and then the kids come to me and they're like, "Why do I have this on my dead screen?" Well, did you turn in your football gear? Where's your football
Exactly.
gear?
Yeah, where's your
And then the best
yeah.
excuse I heard before is, "Hey, I put it by the trainer's office."
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like, what do you mean by? Oh my god! But yes, I totally
Someone
understand.
took my knee pads. Well, how does someone take someone's knee pads? What about your girdle? Someone stole my girdle. No one stole their girdle. Like, why would you steal a girdle?
Exactly. So I totally understand. But I guess it's the thing I want to point out too is that, like I said, your role and everything, how crucial it is inside the sports world, is everybody remembers their athletic trainer. Like I remember mine is TJ. He was in around 2006, 2010. And everything. Right now it's Jose over there at Golden Valley. Like I said, we remember these guys because they play a crucial part in our development. You have so much influence on some of these kids and everything. Your experience with football, track, I'm pretty sure you give your knowledge down to them too. Like, hey, if you want help with this and everything. So it's just, everybody needs to understand too of how crucial that role is and how
And
I
how
don't know.
crucial you could put them on the debt screen.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
definitely.
crucial, guys. You guys gotta turn. You want to graduate, so make sure you guys get that paid. So I'm sure that. But also, I just had one question about the equipment. It's nothing serious, but you have to clean those helmets.
No. So like,
Okay.
we have a guy that we call. We have a guy that we call to recondition those helmets.
Oh, okay.
Along with shoulder pads too.
Okay.
We have like a contract through Rydell.
Oh, got it.
yeah.
Okay, because I was like, "Oh my god, you guys have to clean
no.
them like that
Just
is
hit it with
disgusting."
some Lysol, man,
Like
and
that
just hope for the best.
I know that we have a contract through them, but now they made a new contract to where like it's every 2 years for shoulder pads. So now we have to hose them down and throw them in the washer and throw them in the dryer or air dryer. But I
Does
bought
your
a
office stink?
no.
Oh, okay.
No, whenever I order like my bulk of like tape and medical supplies, I ordered this year. I ordered like a deodorizer, and
Oh,
so
good.
I'll spray the shoulder pads, and it smells like cologne. Like, it smells good. So
You're gonna have to, because my kid, he stink. Like, oh god,
man,
I
yeah.
can't. Like,
Yeah, so imagine
I'm in
then,
the car.
So imagine those kids coming to him,
Yeah, like,
when
and
in the middle of a game or something like that. It's like, oh, come on, hit him with that cologne, that disinfectant, man.
Yeah, give me the link to that,
Yeah,
because I'm
so-
like, I can't do it. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, that's awesome, and I'm sure you have big aspirations, and I'm excited to see where you're young, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where you can take this,
yeah.
and how far you can go, with being an athletic trainer, equipment manager, but also getting on the field. Do you watch TikTok? Are you watching?
I
those
do,
Do you
yeah.
watch those
I
TikToks of
always
that
watch
all the
them,
time?
mhm.
Now I'm gonna go look at it, because I'm gonna be like, how much do they make? Like,
I'm curious too.
yeah,
shoot.
see, he could go be a water boy.
Yeah,
We'll
water
take
boy.
you.
Heck yeah, I'm
NFL?
down for water boy.
Yeah, he could go water
Travel
boy.
with the team.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, that we'll take
or
it.
even to hold the coach back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they actually get paid for that.
Yeah.
That is crazy how much they get paid for that. But I ain't gonna say it.
Yeah, that would be so cool. See, we could all be on the NFL together. Like,
Yes.
we could do this. Let's make it happen. But thank you so much. Before we go, one thing: is there any words of influence that you want to give future athletic trainers, future athletes? As they look up to you guys, they love you guys. Like, they know their athletic trainer. Like he said, they always are gonna remember them, and they love them. So
I have a picture with TJ, man. At my graduation, he showed up, man. I was so happy.
So I'm sure. Is there anything that you want to say to them?
Just keep going. Don't give up on your love and passion for your sport. Grind out, like day in, day out. on and off the field, hit the books, study hard, keep doing what you're doing, and you'll make it to where you want to be.
Yeah. You guys will make it.
Learn your
Yeah.
craft, man.
Yeah, learn your craft.
That's why
Hey,
motivation
Anthony's
I
out
got this
there.
morning.
Yeah.
Learn your craft.
Yeah, we're gonna continue to learn our craft.
Yes.
And then Anthony's gonna do his craft, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna go get a doctorate. So am I, guys. We're gonna go get doctorate degrees. But thank you so much, Anthony. It was such a pleasure to
thank
have
you
you.
guys.
I'm excited because I really wanted to know a little bit more about the behind the scenes, how you look into it, especially because we don't get to see that sometimes, right?
Mhm.
We get athletes, but we also want to see like what other, there's a bunch of other stuff that you can do
Yeah.
in sports. Especially for you guys who don't know, like there's marketing. If you guys are ever interested in being here behind the scenes, watching a podcast, there's production. All of this stuff goes into sports as well. If you're interested in being in like the NFL or working for big time,
Mhm.
corporations, associations, like there's skill in everything. So, and we're open to it also. So if you guys ever want to do an athlete takeover, which I'm ready, guys, in 2025, let's,
Give me a vacation.
yeah, let us go on vacation while you guys come on and interview people. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it so
Thank you, guys.
much. Let people know, let your athletes know they're always welcome to come and join us. Is there anyone that you want to thank? We thank you, but anyone you want to thank?
My parents for always pushing me to grind out as well. Never give up on my dreams and my goals. And also my daughter and my fiance at home.
Yes.
Yeah, Daddy loves you guys.
Aw. All right. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for watching. We can't wait. And remember, if you need a water boy for the NFL, he is right here, and I can do some interviews. So feel free, take us both. We are open. So we'll see you guys on the next one. We can't wait.